my name is Jonnie. Welcome to my channel. I want to do a review on the Lightheart Gear SoLong 6 tent. Now, this tent right here was made specifically for me in 2015. They do not make, I got to pick my colors. I got to pick the color of the bathtub and I got to pick the color of the fly. They do not do that anymore. But I'm a Seahawks fan, so that is why I have the blue and the green. And it is without a doubt the only tent like this out there. So the Lightheart Gear, it's a very small company made it's made in the United States. Actually just built a bigger shop because they grew out of the smaller one, so that's fantastic. A woman made this. Wanted something lighter and affordable, so I bought this and have used it. I do section hiking, I do multiple overnights throughout the year, and so I would say that it's got moderate use, not as much as someone that's through hiking, but for it being made in 2015, I have a lot of overnights in it, maybe even enough to call it a through hike. There is zero tears, issues with this tent. One time I made a mistake and I poked it with my trekking pole, and I got a mesh patch, and it works perfectly. It's real small. So so this tent, mine is 100 inches long. It's, I believe, 54 inches across the middle, and then it tapers on both ends down to like 30 inches. I am only like 5'6", so when I'm in my tent, I can put my backpack at the foot, and I put like my clothes bag and my toiletry items, other stuff like that, my camera gear at the head. I never have any problem with condensation getting my gear wet, as long as I have the vents open. One time I did not open my vents, and I woke up and there was condensation in the tent, but that was on me. So I have never had any problem with rain getting into the tent. I will splice in a video. I did a very, very poor tent setup one day. It was pouring raining, hiking all day, trying to find a good place to set up. I thought I was okay, and it poured that night. And when I woke up, it was almost like I was on a waterbed. And everything inside my tent was dry. Now, I did get my tent seam sealed when I bought it. I have not seam sealed it again since. I spray mine every year with the permethrin spray for the ticks, and that have not had any issues with the material breaking down. So on the inside there's one pocket, and then on the inside also, it's held up by my trekking poles, and you set them at 100 centimeters. So, and at the top, there's a small plastic piece of like PVC type material, and it is what your trekking poles go into. When I first bought my tent, and there's two Velcro little things in there to hold that where you need it to be. When I first got my tent, and maybe it was me setting it up wrong, but my plastic trekking pole holder, I could never get it exactly where I wanted to. So I put a small piece of Velcro on the very top of my tent, and the other piece on the piece of PVC, and I Velcroed it. Now, this maybe could affect if it was a real strong windy day, but I've never had any issues with it, and I like it, because then I was afraid that if it wasn't sitting exactly where it's supposed to be, where it's reinforced, that it might do some damage to the material of the tent from moving at night. but I have not had any of those issues. So now the tent, if you notice, I have some different spikes than what they show on their website, and I actually still have them. So these are 5 years old, and I still have, or not 5 years old, they're 4 years old, and I still have every one of them. So they've held up. My issue was that I live in Missouri, and there's a lot of rocks on the trail, so I was having trouble getting the stakes in. Now, other places where it's not so rocky, I don't have any problems. But these, I can beat on them and seem to get them in a little bit better to stay. You can see on the top of my shepherd spikes where I've kind of beat on them a little bit to get them into the ground. A couple of them are a little bent, but they all have held up. And these are ultralight. So if I'm on a trip where I'm really watching my pack weight, and I will switch out and take these with me. And just like this trip, I have both of them. I brought both of them with me. These, because they've got the hook, you don't have that chance of your cordage coming off your spike. So, and you can get these flush to the ground, so you're not tripping on your spikes. So I like these better. Just in Missouri, where the Ozark Trail is really rocky, I just have had a little bit of better luck. And then I do the Green Rock Trail, and so these go into the ground a little bit better because I can really beat the tar out of them with a rock. So anyway, so that's my review. Highly, highly, highly recommend this tent.